Good, happy Saturday. Look at the blossom. The sun's actually going down. This is the first thing I've recorded. We've been doing wedding things all day, mainly wedding artwork for table plans and table names and people's name cards and all that kind of shebang. And now we're off to babysit a couple of small people.
Welcome to another episode of Toby Stupid Vlog.
Good afternoon from Bloomsbury, or the Brunswick more precisely. I'm at USP today. I just popped out for some lunch. I'm wiring a studio, I'm editing a video. I'm doing a few things at once. That's today personified, really. I was going to show you the studio, but it's a bit of a mess, so maybe Wednesday when I'm back in. Hey there, happy Tuesday. Guess where I'm going? No, you don't get a prize. I've actually missed the best part of the day, which is a bit of a shame because that's the whole reason I decided to work from home today. And I'm sure I'll see the sun, albeit briefly, at some point in the next couple of hours. Today, I've been mostly editing a short montage video for the Rome Parade. Yes, that's still ongoing. Well, it's not exactly ongoing. The main video was finished like a month ago, but now they're doing promotion for next year. So they need a little piece to sell it in. I'd very much like to film it again next year if I get a chance. Who knows? Already going to Italy in September. Did I mention that we're going to Italy on a honeymoon? Because we are. We're going to like 5 different places, all in the north, and we're starting with the Italian Grand Prix. So that's pretty nice. Anyhow, I'm in queue now. I've just popped along to see the fish. These guys. Now I'm just wandering around the cottage, taking some pics for this week's Instagrams. There's lots of nice carpety flowers all over the place at the moment. The leaves are just starting to come out. The blossoms are just starting. The blossoms and the daffodils are starting to end. The crocuses are done pretty much. Forget how quick spring progresses. It's a shame almost. You kind of wish it would hang around a little longer. There's actually a corporate event in there today, so I just had a nose to see what the tables look like set up. Look at the colour of that magnolia, it's really purple, and they're just planting this bed out, which is nice. So given 6 weeks, should look pretty good. As I mentioned before, we spent the weekend doing a lot of wedmin, as it's known. A lot of the artwork for everything really, the table plans themselves, the table name cards, people's place name cards, the menus, and I try as I might, I'm failing to design an Instagram, a Snapchat filter, partly because I can't prove the veracity of the elements I'm using, so they won't approve it, which is a bit annoying. I'll come up with something. Anyway, I'm just going for a bit of a wander around. Carrying on, I'm going to go have a look at the shed, which is where my old greenhouse used to be. Well, here it is. It's not quite, you can see the old walls of where the greenhouse used to be, where they filmed Kill on a Plate and what have you. It's a very nice, garden room, but probably costs as much as a house, to be honest. Just started writing the groom speech. Speech writing is quite weird. You have like a billion ideas and then you sketch them all down and then none of them work with anything else, and then you sort of backpedal a bit, and it's sort of a backwards and forwards exercise. You go a little bit forwards and then a bit backwards, and eventually it sort of hangs together. We're not at that stage yet. We're at the billion ideas stage, which don't quite work, but we'll get there. Oh, before I end this clip, I just wanted to show you what I got in the post yesterday, which was following the election, the by-election in this here area at the end of last year. Everyone who donated and helped got sent a little pin, which is really nice. I'll show you. It says, "I made Richmond Park happen," which obviously in the literal sense is not true. I think it was Henry VIII who literally made Richmond Park happen, but I think they ran out of room on the badge. What it really should say is, "I helped to ensure the result of the Richmond Park by-election," but that's obviously rather wordy and a little too precise. Anyway, I'm just going to walk down here, have a look at the blossoms and the magnolias. As you can see, the daffodils are basically done, but it's still very nice. They've had to finally cut this tree down, which is a bit of a shame. It was always a bit of a problematic tree. It used to shed branches and eventually they had to cordon it off, but now they've had to get rid of it altogether. Boo. Looks good, doesn't it? That's why I love spring. Also worth noting, yesterday was the spring equinox. We've talked about equinoxes before, and although it's broadly about equal length of day and night, hence where the phrase comes from, the word comes from, it's actually more precisely about the planet's position relative to the sun. But what that broadly means is that spring is here, properly, formally, and the clocks go forward on Saturday night to fully take account of that. Everyone sees it as losing an hour's sleep, but I see it as gaining an hour every evening for the next 7 months. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Blossom and magnolia everywhere. It's amazing. I'm just sort of doing a sort of round trip. I just came down to see the Woodland House, which still isn't open, so and I wanted to see the blossom by the Temperate House, but now I'm down this end of the gardens, so I was going to go past the pagoda and see what they're doing, see if they've done anything rather, and then weave back home. Hello there, hope you can hear me above the road noise. I thought I'd get out early off the tube and then walk through the cemetery here, but the bastards closed it literally 20 seconds before I got to the gate. Never mind. Carry on walking, it's a pleasant evening. That said, today, about 3 hours ago, there was what is being described as a terrorist incident outside Houses of Parliament. I was there about 20 minutes later. It was mild chaos, as you might imagine, and all the details of which I'm sure you've seen on BBC news sites and what have you. I'm not going to go into that. Provoked a thought in me though, and I was thinking about how, as an individual, you react to this kind of thing. My normal reaction is that I don't really react to this kind of thing at all. Don't mean to be cold or callous or anything, but so naturally I would imagine most people react to this kind of thing with the desire to hurt or with some sort of hatred. That's usually the sort of feelings it provokes. That's understandable, that's kind of natural. People feel threatened. So my challenge to you is that you shouldn't, and there's a couple of reasons for this. The first reason you shouldn't is because it doesn't actually help. It doesn't help you, and it doesn't help anybody else solve what is clearly a problem. And it's hard, get that, but that's the first reason you shouldn't do it. The second reason you shouldn't do it is because that's exactly the kind of reaction it is attempting to provoke. So that reaction is letting them win. And if people provoke you like that, you should react in the opposite way. And that requires a little bit of rationalisation and what have you. But broadly speaking, if you haven't been hurt, you shouldn't feel threatened. And you shouldn't feel angry. You should feel resolute. That's probably the best way of describing it. A desire to help and desire to solve the ills that cause this. That is the feeling that will help you get through it, but more importantly, it'll help everybody else. And that's really what people at this time should be trying to do. And you do see it a lot you see that kind of positive reaction from a lot of people who are affected in that way. And it takes a lot of mind over matter to get there. But I would encourage you to think about that. And so you don't naturally react with fear-mongering or hatred. Good morning. Yes, it's the morning. It's ridiculous. It's 4:30. I'm going into work because we've got to test a connection from Australia. And Australia, that's the reason. Oh, there's a fox or two. It's cold, it's dark. The birds are singing because they're mental. And I want to go back to bed. I'm back. That is how you do a full day's work in a really weird shifted way. So it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm knackered. I mentioned I wasn't a morning person, right? Yeah. So I'm going to go to M&S, I'm going to get some lunch, and then I'm going to collapse in front of the television probably. But it's such a beautiful day out, I'm going to feel bad about it. But I'm going to do it anyway. Evening, I'm still exhausted. It's my own fault really. I have been burning the candle, not just at both ends, but probably in the middle as well. So I'm calling this week quits. This is the end of the vlog. I need to go to sleep. Thanks for watching though. Next week I might actually get the camera out in the studio and you can see the horrible mess that I've created. I hope so, because I'm quite proud of the horrible mess, so I can show it off to you. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you subscribe if you haven't already. Click the red button, it's very easy, and I will see you next week. Good day.